you may be observing out in the markets lately that it is getting harder and harder to find new software development jobs in the market. There are obviously multiple reasons behind it, like the political situation in the world or economical situation in many countries and so on. One of the main reasons for it is also the introduction of AI into the world of software development. The expectations are higher than ever on the software engineers lately, and traditional software engineers are not only software engineers anymore, they also need to understand and work as, the test engineer. They need to understand CI/CD pipelines. They need to understand how to maintain a product. They need to understand the databases. They need to understand the, logs and crash reporting and many other things they need to understand and take care of. Because the software development is much faster now, and engineers are expected to take care of many other things and tasks at the same time. Newly graduated engineers are only capable of writing software code. And it is not top quality yet, as they don't really have the experience of working in the market and, developing production-ready solutions. While it is the case, they also don't really understand what a CI/CD pipeline is, at least in most cases. They don't really understand how to maintain a product. They don't really understand how to set up a database, how to start using it. It is not really clear for most of them what authentication is and how important it is and which solutions that are out in the market so that you can use them to authenticate your users. There are obviously multiple fields, and each field has its own requirement list. And this list tends to be quite long for each and every of these fields. Maybe you are developing with, web app development, maybe mobile apps. Maybe you are developing specific solutions as embedded systems, very specific solutions that are used in special hardwares with limited, memory and CPU sources and so on. Before it was like, there was a maintenance team, there was a test team, there was a software development team and so on, multiple teams. But maybe it is now getting or turning into a situation that the same team is going to be writing the code, testing the system, maintaining it, taking care of the CI/CD pipelines and everything else. So things are getting faster and teams are getting smaller, and only experienced engineers are capable of taking care of many of those things. AI has made the software development easier and faster, but it is not really the case that it is helping us to solve many of other problems like maintenance and CI/CD pipelines and test frameworks and so on. Yes, some parts of these things can still be automated, can be made faster as well, partly with the help of AI too, but we are not really there yet to automate everything. Software development is the area actually that is benefiting the most from the latest advancements in AI. Other fields will be impacted equally as well, but maybe it's going to take more time. The major challenge nowadays is becoming more and more like, connecting all these things with each other. If you have a product, you are going to have a payment processor. Are you going to use Stripe, or is this a mobile app? Are you going to be using the payment gateways of Google Play Store and Apple App Store as an example? How do you really integrate those things to your product? These things are not really taught at the schools. So if you're an experienced software engineer, and if you know and understand many of other parts of the software development, not only writing the code, but many other things that I mentioned, you are actually in a good position, and your chances for finding a new job is going to be higher compared to the newly graduated engineers. But what should newly graduated engineers do? My biggest recommendation would be to develop side projects. Design the product from A to Z yourself. Define the product requirement list. Define which kind of problem your product is going to solve. Define the architecture. Decide yourself if it's going to be a mobile app or web app or any other solution actually that can be used. Are you going to be developing a CRM solution, or are you going to be developing an application in finance sector as an example? Opportunities are endless, but even if you don't make any money from the project that you develop, you will at least learn how to develop a product from A to Z, a production-ready solution that we are talking about here, not only a part of the product itself. In that case, you're going to be developing the code, but you're going to also learn, how to set up a database, how to authenticate your users, how to maintain that system so that you can maintain your service in the long run, and so on. No matter how old you are, if you understand all these aspects in the product development cycle, I think that even in the long run, you're going to be in a good position to find new jobs. And in the worst case, if you learn how to develop a product from A to Z, from start to end yourself, even if you can't find a job at the end of the day, you can maybe try to start your own company. It's also an option. Thanks for listening, and see you next time.